Another day, another disaster. Well, not really. It's just too much to do. As I've mentioned before, I've got to replace these horrible drinking water lines. Whatever they're doing to the water cannot be right. You can't tell me that's safe. When your water comes out fizzing and smelling like industrial chemicals, no. I won't even make tea because of it. Well, the only option I can think of is to run PEX. My well is in here, inside this little metal building. And the only other thing I can think to do is to run PEX from here to the house. But I can't just go this side. There's no plumbing on this side of the house. I have to run it from about where you saw. Probably about 2 or 3 feet back here. I'd have to look inside. Probably about 2.5, 3 feet. All the way this way towards the house. I get rid of this bush. And I don't think it's wise to go against the footing of the house. So I'm going to have to venture, go between these big rocks. If I can show that right. Yeah. And then go underneath that porch that's been put there. Because I can't come out here anywhere. This is nothing but solid rock. It's going to be solid rock under here too, but I can't just keep running the line everywhere. Come out this side. I guess come out this way. Follow through. And replace that line. That's about, let's see, I think that's about 50 or 60 feet. Some of the rock's going to be kind of soft, but it's going to be a fight the whole way, and it's all I can do. I just don't have any other choice. And another problem, the power cord. The power line to the well house is no good. I yanked it out of the ground and found multiple places that had been chewed on, and it's cracked up and arcing along it. So I've got to replace it, and since I've got to trench it, I'll bury this line like it's supposed to be. I don't exactly know how I'm going to run it yet. I got a lot of things to clean up out here. This all used to be different when there's more house here, but I'll do something. I found a trenching shovel out in the shed. I don't know what estate that came from, but anyway, I'm glad we got it. It's a heck of a lot easier to use than a shovel or a spade. I'll never get through if I have to use those. But I've got jackhammers. Well, they're called rotary hammers, I think. But I got a big one it'll chip away at rock eventually. technically I'm supposed to go 20 inches deep into the ground to get below the frost line. I'll be happy if I make it a foot. But to complicate matters, this guy here and my other dog Ruby, we were out here at night. I was trying to make them burn energy off, and they were playing and playing and playing. And while I was walking back to the house, they came up here and barreled through me, just knocked my legs out from under me, and I crashed into the side of this car. I didn't think I was injured or anything, but my left leg sure is hurting. That's alright though. I've already walked a few miles today, and I'm sure it'll be alright. Anyway, I've been doing all kinds of other repairs to the house. Trying to keep these things happy, even they annoy the heck out of me. Why do people like dogs? They're about as disgusting a creature as you can imagine. Ruby, what are you doing under there? If I do get a trench started, I'll just take enough boards out that I can work through it. I wish I didn't have this electric line here, but it's the only way I can get power to the freezer until I get my solar power system fixed. I don't know when that's going to be. Amazon sent me this shop vac not long ago, and I've been using the heck out of it. That thing is really something. I've got a lot of shop vacs, but this one just beats them all. It shouldn't be more powerful, but man, I get stuck on a rug and I got a fight on my hands. But it is quieter, and I have cleaned up a lot in the house with it. And I'm going to be cleaning up a lot more with it. It's too bad I can't think of a single use for all these aluminum cans. I've got 3 mountains of these things. It kills me that they've all gotten spread out by the horrific winds and bad weather and everything. I put this fence around it just to make a path out here and keep the yard clean. We used to have all this in good shape, cleaned up, a nice looking area. I mean, we really kept it nice. That was back when there was 3 of us maintaining it. All I can do now is keep trying to chip away and get rid of impediments to maintaining it myself. I've got the energy to do this, but I'm going to be worn out because that rotary hammer is heavy. I should be able to just plug it in right here at this socket. Wait, no. No, I can't do that. I don't think I can plug it into the well house with that damaged power line. I don't know if it'll draw enough amperage. Well, I can run a generator out here. That'll do it. But I got to get started. Once I get things going good, and I'm sure I can actually get this done, I'll have Lowe's deliver some supplies, and I'll start laying line. I'm pretty sure I can just lay the electric cord right in the trench above the water line. I've watched them do it so many times, I'm sure that's how they normally do it. And I don't know if I should run some kind of conduit or what, but I'll figure something out. First things first, make sure I can make a trench. Because this rock over here, where that pretty little dog is sitting, is not going to play nice. Nor is that dog. So I'll get to work. Okay. The tools for the task. First, my measuring stick. 1 foot, 20 inches. How am I ever going to get down to that in solid rock? This is a trenching shovel. 4 inches wide. It only digs what you got to have out. It's supposed to save a lot of work and energy doing that. I don't even remember what they call this axe, but it's kind of a pickaxe. And it'll do a lot. As you can see, it is really worn out. It has been used a lot. And I am hoping I do not have to swing this pickaxe. It only takes a few swings to make you absolutely burn. It is a killer. It'll get the job done. And there's a very vicious wasp in my hair. How nice. Okay. This thing here is my biggest rotary hammer. And it does a heck of a job, but it'll make your muscles burn. It's not as fast as a pneumatic jackhammer would be, but I'm not geared up for those. It's 2200 watt, so I am going to have to get the generator out. And I'll have to use that. I need to read up and get some oil, because it is too low on oil to operate right now. I use that thing to make a drainage ditch through this rock. It took us, I'd say, 3 months. There's far better ways of doing this, but only if you got the money to rent or buy the equipment. Hopefully I've got oil for it, because it's too far to go to get any. And as far as the trench, I'll have to mostly eyeball it and get it straight as I can. You're supposed to use paint to mark off a straight line, but it's too far to go to get that kind of paint. I had really wanted to get all this debris and stuff cleared away from the house before winter set in, but the dogs have really messed up the stacks and everything. It was all stacked nice and neat for a long time. But a rodent gets in it, rabbit gets in it, and the dogs just tear it all out. This place could be nice again, but you got to work at it 24 hours a day. I need to climb that tree and cut the limbs off. And I can use a pole saw and get these outer layers, but this tree has been through a heck of a fire, and it is an old tree. I have no idea how much more life is in it. It leaves out like it's great, but who knows what the base is actually like. Well, next steps, find out what kind of oil to put in this and get the generator out. Oh, Lord. I wonder if that guy who sets off tannerite bombs would have an easier way to do this. Ruby, you can do this faster than I can. Get to it. Okay, I've dug about 2 inches and it's solid rock the rest of the way. Bit of history on this. The slab for this well house my dad poured, and we put this building on it after our original well house burned down. It is a big insulated wood thing. Had freezers of meat and produce in it, the well of course, and washer, dryer, and all kinds of stuff. But one night lightning struck it and it burned down. Had to put a new tank and all the top stuff in, but had to replace the pump too. Lightning messed it up. But before this well, my dad, he'd have to go down this hill to an old well where you had to lower a bucket and pull water out. It was a a water bucket. You dip it down there to trap water. We've still got the bucket, just in case we ever needed to use it in this well. Thank God we haven't. But there were some friends of my parents who wanted to get rid of a little metal building, and it was right after our well house burned down, and so we went over, picked up this building, and took it off the hay truck and carried it over here with the tractor and set it down. It's still got the posts inside that we used to carry it over here with. There's no need to take them down. They made a good place to hang things like electric and lights and, well, tools that just needed to be hung up. This well has always produced great water. Yes, it's hard water. It's got all the minerals in it, but it just has the best water taste. Period. I can't stand bottled water. Okay, now the fun part. So far it is soft. I'll try a little bit of axe work. I tried to pick it a little bit, and some of it came free pretty easy, but I hit a hard rock. So I'm going to hook up the generator and use this rotary hammer. All right. I cannot remember which way I rolled this cord up. Okay. Now normally I have a little, did I step on that? Great. I have a battery jumper that I use that can jump anything from small things like motorcycles and ATVs all the way up to some pretty good sized tractors. But it's at my brother's right now in case my dad needs it. So, got to start this manually. I haven't used it since the lightning took out the electric grid. That's only been a few months ago. So hopefully it'll start pretty easy. camera got that. That hurts. That thing takes a lot of work. It went through the rock easy though. Whew. But at this rate, it may take me a week to get this trench dug. Whew. See if it did any good at all. Yeah, I'm wearing out already. However, down to 6 inches. I know that bit went deeper, but I'll have to break up some of that rock before this can pull it out. Whew. It's going to take a long time, people. If I was smart, I'd post this video and invite you all out for hamburgers and hot dogs and whatever else we can catch. And let you all take turns on that rotary hammer. Well, another day. I made some pretty good progress yesterday. I would have gotten quite a bit more done, but I had to stop because my dogs came up here. They were covered in blood. I don't know what they've killed, probably another hog. I just sent the drone down to try and find whatever it was, and I didn't see anything anywhere. But anyway, it's a nice day, so I'm going to get back to work. I easily made this trench 20 inches deep. In fact, I was shocked I was able to, and it is rock all the way. And I still got 45 feet to go, I guess. So, I'll get started while the weather is pleasant. That thing sure chewed through the rock. I'll get it all started and keep going. Getting there. Okay, I'm at my limit today. About 10 feet from the house. I had planned on getting that 10 feet today, but my body is saying no. I had to stop and cut trees and tree limbs, and I didn't have any bar and chain oil, so I just had to use pruners. I'll have to go get some bar and chain oil. I've got a list of things I got to get. Like I said, I'm far enough away from town or anything that it's a special trip, kind of a vacation to get anywhere. But I'll get some supplies and continue this. Probably go to town tomorrow. But all in all, this is really going faster than I would have ever imagined. It's just solid rock all the way. I just spoke to my dad, and I could run the PEX through PVC, but I've got a lot of turns I need to make, and I don't really have a good way to do joints and PVC or PEX bends, so it really needs to be in sand, and that ain't gonna cut it. This stuff here, even though I'm pulverizing it mostly to sand, it just turns right back into rock. I'm going to have to figure out how to get a hold of some sand. In the meantime, I'm calling it a day. I've got 2 hours of good light left, but I'm worn out. I feel fantastic, but my muscles are saying that's enough. No more swinging tools. So, I'll take a break. I may have come up with a way to keep my health insurance. If so, it's going to be thanks to Amazon. It depends on how much stuff they've sent me to test and review. But if it works, I may be able to keep my health insurance. I'm going to be working on that. And guys, I've got several videos to show you. This just one. Maybe you've seen 3 or 4 before this. If you have, then I've only got one other video planned right now. We'll see. Something else will go wrong and I'll have another video. But I'm going to go sit down, drink some water, and make out a list of supplies I need. And give my arms and legs a break.